Hello and welcome inside the CBC Newsroom. I'm Arthi Pol. Breaking news this hour. U.S. media reports suggest the Pentagon is deploying 3 warships and thousands of additional Marines to the Middle East, where the war on Iran is about to enter its 4th week. The U.S. president is speaking right now, but has not made any mention of this yet. As we continue to monitor that, let's take you to Washington. The CBC's Willie Lowry is following these developments for us from the U.S. Capitol. So what more do we know about these reports?
Well, Arthi, as you mentioned, U.S. media reporting that the Pentagon is sending these 3 additional warships as well as additional Marines to the Middle East, 3 weeks ahead of when they were originally scheduled. Now, the Marines are reportedly from the USS Boxer Amphibious Ready Group that's based in California, and the 11th Marine Expeditionary Unit. Now, this comes just a day after President Donald Trump said he would not be sending troops into Iran. Let's take a listen to President Trump speaking alongside the Japanese Prime Minister just yesterday.
No, I'm not putting troops anywhere. If I were, I certainly wouldn't tell you, but I'm not putting troops.
Arthi, it's important to note here that obviously there is a big difference between repositioning troops to the region and actually putting boots on the ground in Iran. But it portends a conflict that could last longer than the U.S. had originally anticipated. And that has now, as you mentioned, stretched into a 4th week. The CBC has reached out to the Pentagon, and we are waiting to hear back from them.
And Willie, of course, reports of this deployment come as the U.S. president continues to blast NATO allies as well for not getting involved in this war. What is he saying now?
That's right. NATO has really drawn much of Trump's ire in recent days. He's repeatedly expressed frustration over NATO countries' reluctance to provide help in keeping the Strait of Hormuz open, which of course has really become a focal point of this conflict. And he once again lambasted the alliance on social media. He said, quote, "Without the USA, NATO is a paper tiger. They didn't want to join the fight to stop a nuclear-powered Iran. Now that fight is militarily won with very little danger for them. They complain about the high oil prices they are forced to pay, but don't want to help open the Strait of Hormuz, a simple military maneuver that is the single reason for the high oil prices, so easy for them to do with so little risk. Cowards, and we will remember." Arthi, important to note here, though, that of course the U.S. instigated this conflict without advising NATO countries ahead of time, putting them in a really difficult spot. Yesterday, he had an awkward exchange with the Japanese Prime Minister when asked why he didn't notify allies. He said that it was so the secret would not be spilled, so to speak, that they could catch Iran by surprise. He then said that that is something that the Japanese would know well, making a very awkward reference to Pearl Harbor, of course, the deadliest attack on U.S. troops or U.S. citizens until, of course, to September 11th.
Willie, thank you for this. That is the CBC's Willie Lowry in Washington.